Suishou no Dragon is another Japanese game where the title's a little bit unusual. It's written as though the title should be Suishou no Ryu. They indicate that the character for Ryu should be read as the English word dragon, and in fact that is how the commercial says the title. Suishou no Dragon is the first Famicom Disk System game from Square and their Disk Original group, or DOG. DOG is a bit of a dog. The concept was that a lot of small developers would pool their resources and publish on the Famicom Disk System that way. These small developers had had some success on computers and were looking to break into that big console market. The big problem for DOG is that virtually everything they publish on the disk system bombed. Sometimes it was because the game was truly dire. We're going to see a lot of dogs from them. But for the most part, I think they just got pinched by the smaller than expected market for Famicom Disk System games. Square was taking on extra financial risk as the head of this group, and DOG put the company in a bad financial situation. To give you an idea of how fast things went bad, we're currently looking at December 15th, 1986. In the next 7 months, Square publishes 8 games under the DOG label. And then they all but abandon the disk system to go back to cartridges in August of 1987. Things are happening very quickly here. Suishou no Dragon is an adventure game, and the plot is given in a comic that was included in the box. The plot is that some high school students get some fancy space jalopies, and while they're doing donuts in the Earth's parking lot, they encounter a crystal dragon that scatters them all. You play as Hugh, and as the game starts, you wake up on the spaceship of the mysterious Eugene. That's this woman here. And Hugh is determined to figure out what's going on with that crystal dragon and locate his friends. The interface in Suishou no Dragon is a little bit confusing. You might look at it and go, okay, icons along the top of the screen, you've got a pointer, easy peasy. But that's not how it works. You have to point to the object that you're going to interact with, then press and hold B, and hit left and right to select the icon you're going to use. Then hit A when you've got the action and you're pointing at the right spot. If you want to change locations, then after you've selected Move, you cycle through the area's exits by pressing the B button. And if you want to use an object from your inventory, then you hit up and down to select the item that you want. And there's no backing out of any options either. So if you select the disk icon, then you are either saving or loading, but you have to do one. From left to right, the icons are Move, Look, Take, Talk, Use, Open, Interact, Drop, and Save or Load. I don't know why the Use icon is giving you a thumbs up, but it is definitely a choice they made. Suishou no Dragon is an extremely short game. If you know where you're going, and you have a little bit of luck on your side, then completing the game takes about 20 minutes, and that's including the load time for the disk. The game is basically divided up into 8 small sections, and if you die at any point, then you go back to the start of that section. There are a few points where you'll have to wait for an event to occur, but it doesn't take that much time or effort to get through those parts. Suishou no Dragon is remembered for exactly one thing, and it's not the surprising quantity of pretty good-looking art. It's remembered for a fake trick that was inserted into a video game magazine. An early issue of Family Computer magazine printed a trick telling players how they could play strip rock paper scissors against the girl that you were trying to save. They even included a retouched photo where the 14-year-old girl had already lost a few rounds. Obviously it wasn't real, but it was still notorious enough that people have made fan games that are solely that. Less notable, but slightly more pleasant, is that Suishou no Dragon featured Tomo-chan, a popular singer from the group Shoujotai. She appears a few times in the game, though doesn't take part in the adventure at all. Besides the fake trick, Japanese fans of Suishou no Dragon seem to be rather partial to the game's graphics. There's an awful lot of those big full-screen images, and that might be part of why the game is so short. There's a lot of disk access that happens during this one. My feeling is that it looks nice, but it doesn't seem to be a really outstanding adventure game. This is one of those adventure games that exists solely to walk you through its story, and the story just isn't that engaging. Maybe that's because they had to zip through so much of the game. It is a really nice adventure game to look at, and if you do decide to play it, it won't take up that much of your time to see all the cool stuff, but you're definitely not missing out by skipping over it.